create. Controllers are, we're going to have to put up double music again for a bit. Ups, down, dead zone, left, right, dead zone, so we're not looking around all the time. Shift up, shift down. Wait for the wizards. So, do we want Oslo's? I guess it's quite far to the other cities, is the only problem. So whether it's worth discovering a second city early in order to be able to start getting jobs. I guess the point would be that you get consistent runs between these cities at 250k plus. Otherwise, somewhere around here. No, let's just do Prague. That's what I did in my casual playthrough. We'll just see how it goes. So, escape, and first delve into the options. So, options, audio, let's kill the double music. Because we have Pretzel playing. Gameplay. Fatigue, traffic must stay on. Other stuff has to stay on, so it's pretty much anything in the game settings should be default. Truck settings, however, I mean you already get the option to change transmission type. Speed limiter off, automatic of those on. Anything else is personal taste. Controls, no not controls, keys and buttons. So, start stop engine. Right stick is far too convenient to be start stop engine. Makes no sense. Cruise control, I like to have those there, makes it a bit easier. Resume is always handy. Interior camera should be right stick. Trailer detach, attach can be left stick. Menu is the back button. I believe we're ready. And go. Why I can't just drive straight through there to get through to the other road, I don't know, but whatever. I do wish that these cities would be a little bit more fleshed out. I haven't tried pro mods, I don't know whether or not they're a bit more detailed in that or not, or whether there's just more of them. I know there's more of them, like more cities, towns. So the garage is conveniently located because it's right near those. Good for other game modes. Interesting that I didn't get a red light offense there. Did there though. Oop, oop, I don't know what happened there. Random terrain glitch. Oop, not quite. Okay. Straight ahead, pretty much. Probably not worth the time spent, but whatever. We'll get more than just like 2 XP from our first delivery. Too much of an angle. I do love this truck, the fact that the left mirror is within my field of view, even on default settings. Normally I have to fiddle around with the field of view settings in casual, depending on the truck. Otherwise you need to have the custom left mirror. Oh come on, too much angle. This is a lot of time to waste just for 40 XP. There we go. Okay, so I need 160. Skip. don't want to overdo it too much. And now 456, 510. I mean, it is also 20 tons instead. We'll do the 9 tons. Should also have actually chosen based on the depot. Because if I'd done one from Trade Orcs, whatever, then I wouldn't have to drive this little bit. Because since we're inside the city, it's not that many kilometers for the time it takes. Because you get paid per kilometer, basically. And you know, we haven't driven a kilometer yet, because in the city distances are different to outside of the city. You want to get to the edge of the city as soon as possible, basically. Also, we're not going to go the suggested route there, because that's too many corners. We're just going to skip around and go through the roundabout instead. Means you don't need to slow down as much. And almost tip the trailer if we're not careful. So my hope with this is that there will be multiple viable cities that you could start with. It matters more what you get in terms of your deliveries. There might be a strategy that unrolls as if more and more people start doing it, but we'll see. Hey Lizzie, welcome. Welcome to a quiet late stream. This truck gets up some decent speed. The timing on that music was fun. This is pretty good speed to be going through here. Forget how long it took me on my last attempt. I did split very late. Wonder if it would be worth doing an in-game time version of this run. Probably not. I guess then you wouldn't have to worry about time spent within the city. At that point you might want to start prioritizing jobs that just go within the city and do parking, like manual parking more, because the time dilation means you wouldn't be as penalised by the amount of real time it's taking you to do the parking. It's an interesting thought, actually. Not really bothered making the distinction otherwise. It would make the 100k garage revenue a bit less cheesy because you can't just sleep and let your drivers do things for you. Well, you can, but it's not as efficient as doing deliveries yourself as well. A bit too fast. Just a little bit. Because there was traffic on the inside, so I couldn't take the good line through that. Still, we're all good on the load. No delivery damage. Okay, this guy's annoying. Can I skip past? Yeah, just squeeze through. This is a tight series of bends here. It's all of the road. That's better. Could have gone faster through there actually. Almost there. Good, and it's right on the edge of town. Let's not lose the delivery at this point. Could take a bit of a shortcut though. Now this one I don't think I want to bother with parking at all. Depending on what the really basic option is. Imagine 90 just for parking right there? I still can't be bothered. Level 1. Long distance. Which we won't get immediately. And then the smallest one is something like that. That's annoying. Let's just grab that and abandon one. We don't care about abandoning jobs in this particular game mode. It's really annoying how that it does that for the quick jobs. Now we have more. 346. Nice. Why does it reckon that'll take a quarter of an hour longer than this one? Now we've got to start thinking of what cities we want to... Oh, that's a heavy load. That's why. What cities we want to discover. This discovers extra cities. That could be good. Because that just increases the pool of jobs that I have to choose from. Now I'm fairly sure it's not hugely feasible to get a job that will immediately bump me up to the next level. I mean, the most I can get is 350 XP. Plus 25%. So about 440 XP, I guess. So just cut in front here. Hopefully the delivery didn't take any damage. Nope, we're all good. We Gucci. Eyes on the road. $105, I don't know. Set the cruise for 140 or something stupid like that. I doubt we'll get that high. And now we cruise the motorway for a while. Don't know if we'll go close to those two other cities to actually discover them, but maybe. So if we do one other delivery that takes us over, we still want to maximize the distance of it, I guess, to get good XP for time traveled. Though, if we know how much XP we need, and we can get a good couple of service warps or something, it might be possible to shortcut. Because if it's the same as what it's like in American Truck Simulator, so long as the delivery is above the threshold when you start it, if you end up driving less distance, you still get the percentage bonus, you just get it on the lesser amount of the distance you actually drove. Probably theoretically use it at places like this just to skip through to Ostrava quicker. Probably would have saved some time actually. Because we don't need this full bonus since we're kind of half and halving on this in the next delivery. And that would have actually discovered Ostrava, which we're not going to do otherwise coming through here. Well, it's something to keep in mind. Oops. Possibly do the same thing with Katowice, but it's so close to Ostrava that you've got to get really close to it to be able to walk to it anyway. I guess it depends on where it allows you to go from there. Like if you can then pop up the top, go out the northern route. Yeah, give me those fines. Fine by me. Yeah, we're not going to actually discover Katowice either, because we just bust straight past them. I guess that's fine. Actually, if we'd warped to Ostrava, we might have been directed the southern route instead, down that minor road, which would have been possibly better. Interesting. This is not going to go well. Yeah. I hate it when you catch people on a corner like that. So where is it we're heading? We're heading to Krakow, which is, yeah, the next one along. I needed to slow down a bit more for that and go up on the right hand side. That was a very avoidable crash. Yeah, now we're going to have to put up with engine malfunctions. We could theoretically go to a service and get repaired. Once we get close enough between Krakow and Katowice, then we can probably, maybe after that gas station or something up here, then we might be able to warp to Krakow straight away. Gotta go through the toll booth first though. Yeah, so the best way between these two places is actually to go like warp to Ostrava, slightly short, and then take the bottom road instead. Fairly certain. Good to keep in mind if it becomes relevant later. Maybe we'll do a similar route. You get the engine malfunctions if you just kind of double tap the accelerator. It often just jump starts the engine. You don't lose too much speed. It's just a little bit of a disruption. Once you take too much damage though, then it starts to just kind of get stuck into a restart loop, and that's when you lose a lot of speed. Can we walk to Krakow yet? Yep. So we lose some driving distance. But as mentioned, we were going to have to do 2 deliveries anyway. I am fairly certain. So it's no great loss. We can just tune our next delivery. Yeah. But this way we discover another city, we discover another recruitment agency. Useful for other categories. So the ETS2 run of this should be slightly faster than the ATS run, if done optimally, obviously, which is not what we're doing here. Simply because the XP bonus applies to 250 kilometers, not 250 miles. Sure, we'll take this little bonus here. Even though I'm fairly sure it's inconsequential. And we overshot. Yes, we lost 30 XP on that. And yeah, we didn't end up driving as much. So we were 120 short. We were only going to gain about 50 extra, not even that actually, like 40 extra without service warping. 40 plus that's 80. Still wouldn't have been close enough. So Prague to Katowice perhaps? We should be able to do a service warp to Wrocław and then a service warp to Katowice. 530 horsepower, only a 9-ton load, let's go. Is there services in Prague? There is. We're just going to be so cheeky. Just warp across town, because it's quicker than driving. Just the Uber abuse. No, we don't need to drive through the center of town. It's perfect. We've got 9 hours to go on the job, and it'll take me 5. So that's the other thing I've got to be sensitive of, though, is I can't waste too much time service warping. Like, that was a big waste of in-game time, because it was like an hour of in-game time to make up for, 2 minutes or something. But the fact that we'll be speeding a lot, or by a lot, means that we'll end up well under estimate anyway. So 5 hours becomes more like 3. So then, if we service warp somewhere, even if we just do the first one and not the second one, if we do it to Wrocław, which then discovers that city, which opens up more job options. We've got to pay some attention to how much we're actually driving as well, because we want to get 120 XP, which means we need to drive at least like 95 kilometers. I think we'll do that easily though. Already ticked off maybe 30. I think it was like 312 earlier. You imagine if it was like 320 from Prague from when I left. We're down 40 now. I'll probably have done enough by the time I get to a spot that I could walk to Wrocław anyway. Oh, god damn it. See, I can understand it when I'm like in the shoulder or something and coming into the lane that they then intrude, but I was in that lane. I swear the AI in this game is out to get me. See, now at this point is where I do want to be doing service warping if I can, because it's the single lane roads that are a lot riskier. So I don't know how close I'm going to have to be. I might just test it a few times. Pretty close now though. No, still Prague. Oh, whoops. I accidentally hit spacebar. That's parking brake. My bad. 30. There we go. Guava. I did not even see how long it would take me, I just hit enter, so this could be dangerous. Are we going to run out of time? Because if we're late, that's bad. 3 hours 32 remaining. Okay. Could do worse. I hate it that my small GPS is so obscured. I really wish the default field of view was much wider. It's like 60 or something stupid. I prefer to have my field of view at 80, at least. Usually like 84. So I don't know exactly how much time I've actually saved, to be honest. I was coming up on that road down the bottom of the map. I think I'm turning left here. We'll be able to see where the gold stops and merges back into the grey on the map to see where I walked from. And see what distance I didn't cover. Okay, it was quite a long way that I did trim off. We're having to go a fair ways back to the motorway at this point, but yeah, it's probably worth it. Now the trick is though that I don't want to waste too much time and do another walk to directly to Katowice necessarily. Or at least I need to pay very close attention to how long it'll take before I accept anything. Okay, that's a big grey line that I didn't have to do. There it is, so that's where the gold is, just after that intersection back there. Okay, so I did, yeah, that was a big chunk to take off. Maybe worth it, I don't know, it was high speed roads, but quite a lot of risk. Tolls. Gross. I really wish that I'd made old toll gates have the auto toll that you could just drive through. Because that was something they added in with Scandinavia, I think. So what's my limit? Currently 3 hours. 2.5 really. So if a service warp takes more than a couple of hours, it's no. I can't remember if you're late whether or not it penalises you XP or just cash. If it's just cash, it doesn't matter. If it's XP, it does. So I'm not going to try it. I suspect it's probably both. So at any point along the stretch here, I'll probably end up in Katowice as opposed to back in Bratislava. So it's a case of at which point is it safe. What's my limit now? 2 hours 40, so pretty much 2.5 hours. 3 hours 50, yeah, no. That would make me late. But I mean, the depot is right near the service stop, looks like, so it will be worth it once I get closer as well. Just to save the time it takes to get off the motorway, probably. Still 3 hours 6 minutes though. 2:27. So it's pretty much 2 hours at this point. It has to be less than, so I have to be really close. So while it may be worth it for me, it might not be worth it for the time it takes in game. Hey Aquamaster, welcome. So what's my limit looking like now? 2 hours 17, 2 hours 12, marginal. So I could do it before stopping here and starting here, that would be kind of nice. Sure, 2 hours 5. We will have some minutes to get around. Yep, we have 10 minutes to get across the road. Perfect. So not going to count as actually discovering the city? That's amusing. That's very amusing. Also annoying, but amusing. Oh well, never mind. We tried. Easily into level 2 though. So... fragile, just in time. We'll try the fragile one. We'll try doing it the way we're supposed to. It won't show up yet, of course. Could do exactly the same thing again. Or something completely different. So yeah, we're not getting fragile deliveries yet. We could take a really short delivery and not cancel it. Maybe we'll do that. We'll take a short delivery and not cancel it. And not just service warp it. Or maybe we do service warp it. Because we don't actually need the driving XP from this one. Honestly, just aborting the job again would probably be the best thing. Oh, it does count as having discovered Katowice now. Apparently. Yeah, abandoning the job is probably the best thing to do still. I'm just trying to get one that actually has the fragile tag as well. That's fine. We could do some suboptimal things in this run. Could be more brutal about it on a follow-up run. Why is it Pretzel Rocks? I don't know, that's just the name of their app. Or the name of the extension, anyway. It's now just called Pretzel in terms of the app, but the extension that posts to chat is still called Pretzel Rocks for some reason. Easier rather than changing it, I guess. Now, at what point are we going to be able to zap from here to Katowice instead of Krakow? Custom named stream app chatbot? Nope. It is specific to the music app that I'm using to play the background music. It's all meant to be like allowable music for Twitch, so you won't get copyright struck or anything. And I have the YouTube safe mode on as well, so any runs that go up onto YouTube with this music in the background should be perfectly safe. Which is nice. Nope, still Krakow. How about now? Katowice, perfect. It's because there's no in-game music for the Truck Simulator games. There's some menu music, but there's no in-game music. So I like to have something on in the background, and especially for speedruns or any content that I might want to highlight and upload to YouTube, I would rather it not be muted. So otherwise I just play whatever I wanted, which is what I do when I'm playing casually offline. Now I should be able to get some fragile jobs, hopefully. We want the combo. Come on, yeah. I think I need to not bother with fragile. Seriously? Not a single fragile job. That's kind of absurd. I just need to not bother taking that, I think. No, wrong way. 344, sure, we'll do that, and we'll do it properly rather than service warping this time because we just want the XP. How many XP do we need actually for the next level? Like 500? Probably not going to get there even at this one, unfortunately. I shouldn't have shortcutted that last one, I should have kept going. It's almost like darts, you're just constantly having to do some mental subtraction to get closer to a 0 point. It's very difficult to keep track of. Okay, at this point the service warp across town is probably still worth it though, because we are, well, we're wasting in-game time, but we've got plenty of that. And we don't intend to do it later. At least we have the other GPS in this one, and it's not quite as conflicted with the other one. Photo got affiliate, nice. Congrats. Using the basic sub badge, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I just threw together a bunch of really random easy stuff when I first got affiliate, and I've just not changed it. But ideally you want to put a bit more thought into it than I did. And like for emotes as well. It's really hard to think of good ideas, especially original ones. I still need to throw together a different emote actually. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon. A cup of water in Photoshop, nice. It works. The trickiest part with the sub badges is having some way that you can then iterate them for the durations, so like 1 month, 3 months, 6 month, 9 month, 12 month, whatever the future divisions are. Being able to find ways to have some sort of distinction between them is really hard. With mine I just color shift them, so they start off with a basic color and then just change color and get like a border or something, I think. Kind of like what Zelda does with his just circle and double circle and things like that. It's just something. But it can be really hard to think of how to iterate on a particular design. So this time we want to actually drive as much of this as possible to eke out a full XP, probably. Though once again, we're not actually going to be able to get the full way to the next level, I think. But we can try. We can see how close we get. Maybe we do a manual parking at the end, even if it's just the cheapest one. Might not help. It's also not the end of the world if we don't. Yeah, I'm really thinking that the way forward might not be to take Fragile immediately, it might be to take Cock. It's to not do that. It's definitely to not do that. Run dead? Probably. We only took 1% damage on the load itself at least. It wasn't a fragile load after all. I need to pay more attention to what I'm doing and less just randomly thinking about things. Little ones being a bit distracting on the floor too, which doesn't help. God, that's annoying. Just completely forgot how sharp that corner is. Well, back we go. It's wasted about, what, 5 minutes or something? And now we really can't do any further warping. Remains 518 and it's going to take 518. It'll take less than that once we start speeding again, but we cannot make any more mistakes and any further warps. And we're going to lose some XP when we get there because of the damage. Category is ruthless in that respect. You can lose lots of money, but as soon as you start taking trailer damage, then it gets really tough really quickly. And I'm glad that detour is on the other side of the road. So this time I need to remember to actually take that corner properly. It shows us just a little kink on the map, but we really need to slow down for that first corner. I wonder if there's a fun way to incorporate some sort of route like this into a point-to-point run. Maybe a going east run, essentially. Go from the westernmost point, which would probably be Brest in France, or maybe, I don't know, somewhere in England. Somewhere in England would be interesting actually, because you'd have to figure out, especially for in-game time, you'd have to figure out which ferry got you across with the minimum of fuss and didn't waste too much in-game time versus the amount of time you'd otherwise be spending driving. So that could be fun. I'd really like to do some sort of run that involves the Scandinavia DLC too. So at the moment there's nothing that goes there. I'm guessing this is a big roading project that they're upgrading. Hopefully they incorporate that into the game when it's finished. But I imagine it's been like this since the Going East DLC was a thing, so they should probably update it at some stage. Oh, we negotiated that corner this time. And shaved off half an hour from the estimate, which is nice. Quite literally my own time I wasted. We could do another attempt at this run tonight maybe if I get the chance. GDQ will be finishing up this afternoon, so I won't have that to distract me. It was just before the border that I did the warp last time. But I cannot do that this time. I wonder if my driven distance will be more because I had to go back and drive further again. I somehow doubt it. I'm fairly sure it only counts up to a maximum of the original estimate that's plotted for you that is considered the optimal route. And then anything else you do over that I don't think counts. I don't know, it'd be interesting to find out. Wait and see. If I get some sort of massive bonus for going out of my way and retracing my steps, then that would be amusing. And also would raise an interesting point when you are going to fall just short of leveling up earlier, that you could just drive around for ages just to get up the XP without having to take the time between jobs. But it has to be a case of being able to drive a certain distance and then drive back again. Ooh, I could feel that starting to tip. Oh, for God damn it. How did... I was so close to the motorway already. Well, that's lost the time that I gained. Now I'm probably going to be late. 149, 224. I need to speed a lot. God damn it. I don't know if that corner was off camber or what. I'm just really tired, I think. Definitely needed to brake more. This truck does lean a lot when going around corners though. Definitely have noticed that. And it's got 2 at the back. It's not just a 4.2. Might be a 6.2, but this is such a long delivery. So much longer than it was supposed to be. 146, we've got to save an hour. No, half an hour by speeding. And we've got to go through 2 toll booths to get there, which is really annoying. Well, we shall see. Good to have a challenge, I suppose. I'd really like to finish at least one run in this. Why do empty pellets weigh 21 tons? So the point is now I've got to get to the speed limit and then start exceeding it before I can start making back any time. But first I've got to go through the toll booth, and I can't even get up to speed at this point. This is going to be tight. Well, at the end of it we might just find out what happens when we have a late delivery. Because it's been a long time since I've had to care about that. Okay, let's get up to speed. So in very real danger, yeah, so it's now more than 30 minutes I have to make up. In real danger of running out of my rest. Come on, truck. Very frustrating if I go to all of this and ultimately lose the whole thing because it's late. But at least it should show up in such a way that I'll be able to see what I missed out on. So things like the extra distance travelled because of the service calls, I should be able to see. Hopefully. And somehow through all of that, the delivery itself has only sustained 1% damage, so that'll be like a 30 XP loss. So now we can speed for a bit, but we've just got this stretch until we get to the next toll booth basically to make the most of it. And my driver is tired. Come on downhill. So we can go 10% faster, maybe 20% faster at a good incline, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Fail to see how. minutes, so we're back to having to save half an hour again. We just don't have that distance to be able to speed through. And we have another toll booth to get through. Oh well. That's what happens when you're sloppy. Spent too much time doing truck racing yesterday, I guess. Because once we get to the city limits, then the timer goes much slower anyway, so it's really hard to make up more time. This is the only place we've actually got any opportunity to make up time. and it's going to be just not enough. We're only just down to the 50 mark now. Oops. Yeah, now it needs to be 30 minutes. We're 15 minutes off now. And here comes the toll booth, so I have to slow down again. And speed up again. Because the devs, in their infinite lack of wisdom in this case, have not retrofitted the auto booth functionality to these toll gates. So you have to stop before you can proceed. And now we have to speed up again. And now it's 35 minutes, and we only have 20. And we cannot save 14 minutes by the time we get there. Oh well, we tried. And there's a detour here as well. Wow, this game really hates me at this point. Well, tough. I'm going to ignore your detour. Hopefully no invisible walls. No, good. 19 minutes. 6 minutes remains. Yeah, no. Well, I have no one to blame but myself. It's really annoying if that's like just wasted 24 minutes though. Or however long it's taken me to get to this point. Sounds about right though. Be pretty much everything from the last split to this split. Or to this point rather. Just save what little bits of time that I still can. But I'm already late, I think. Where am I actually taking this anyway? To the right. Ah, right here. Okay, give me the bad news. Late. Yep, so it would have been... That's more kilometers than it should have been. Oh, late penalty was nothing. Oh. Okay. By 6 minutes and it's 1 XP. Oh, cool. That base reward is a lot more distance than I travelled, so it did count the extra. That's hilarious. And very interesting. So does that mean that you can influence it? So, what do I need? I need to get to the next level. 900 XP. Now, are there any urgent or... Oh no, I won't get any of those. Oh, there's finally a fragile delivery. But it isn't long enough. That's so annoying. So we're back to just doing long deliveries essentially. I'll just go back the way we came maybe. Now, can we make the route intentionally much longer? Or will it only count because, did the other one only count because I went through services? So that makes it 530 kilometers plus 25% is an extra 100. So that's 110 or something, so that's 640. So we still have to do more. 795. That's even more than I need to do. You know what? Screw it. Let's just test. Let's just find out. If I drive all of that extra distance when I don't technically need to, so I've got 19 hours, I've got 11 hours before I'm tired. My plotted journey only takes 12 anyway. And I've got 19 to play with. And the load's only 18 tons. I've got hopefully a decent truck. Because if I can just rack up extra kilometers at full speed on a nice motorway, it is a back road on the way through to Prague from the other side, admittedly, but now ideally you'd do this with a delivery that's double dipping and is like important and fragile or something, but we don't seem to be getting those. Well, to be fair, I won't get important and fragile because I only just leveled up the important one. The fragile ones seem to be very rare. The right thing to do would probably have been to just abort a run and abort a delivery. And then check and see if I had anything better. But I'm curious. I just want to see how this goes. And yeah, we might miss out on an extra 20% or something if we did it with something else, but I'm curious. How much can we cheese it? Okay, it seems this is not the most powerful truck, however. That's annoying. I'm practically sure that if the delivery doesn't start being a long delivery, like 2250k plus, you won't get the bonus if you were to take a shorter delivery and make it longer. I'm quite sure. I wonder with this one, if you're not going to get the additional bonuses enough to combo, do you just add on even longer deliveries? I should have rerouted so that I didn't go along this toll road again. $150k is cruise control. There's no way in hell we're getting that, but yeah, roadworks again. Oh god, this is annoying. I don't think I can justify turning these off or dropping the slider though. Yes, it's random chance, but oh, that's fine. A little bit of randomness is all good. There's enough of that with the deliveries anyway. goes to the other toll booth again. Past here. Squeezy, squeezy. This is taking too long, unfortunately. I was hoping to have been, well, I wouldn't be done now, though I did bin a run about 20 minutes in previously, so who knows, maybe if I'd done a clean run I should have been done by now, in terms of stream time. This delivery is going to take a while, isn't it? This is definitely taking a lot longer than I would have liked, or than I expected even. The extra travel time on that late delivery definitely didn't help, but ultimately I seemed to get compensated for it still, so all I really lost was the loading screens. So, I don't know. Well, let's crank it up again. Zoom past Clover, and now we're on a different road. And we're just going to see how long it takes. And yeah, if we get better compensation for it. I guess we could drop it back and just go down the other route rather than extending it all the way around in a big loop. So that's a big loop to add on. And that's a back road as well. I don't know if we really want to take the back road. Maybe, hang on, if we do this, and do that instead. It's a really long delivery. But the trip time is actually similar because that road is less speedable. Screw it. We'll do it. We'll find out. Actually, what level am I? I'm level 3 still. God. Yeah. Almost half an hour just to go up that one level. I'm sure that's not what it should be. I'm really not sure what the difference is. I mean, having to slow down to go through tolls is definitely adding a couple of extra minutes on. Doesn't sound like it should, but the fact that you have to slow to a stop and then accelerate again back up to top speed instead of just being able to bust straight through, it's a big difference. Because in ATS there are not many tolls at all, and the ones there are, you can just drive straight through. We're up to 130, 132, that's good. We want to sustain this sort of speed as much as we can. There's a couple of squiggly bits up here, so we'll have to be careful that we don't roll or anything stupid. Because we don't really have extra time to play with, that's for sure. Well, we've got about 7 extra hours actually to play with versus the estimate. Just emboldened by the fact that because I did those service calls and I had to retrace my steps and do extra distance well over what was originally estimated, the fact that that seemed to get compensated because it pushed it up to 440 kilometers. I mean, the original route was only like 320. just encouraging that doing something like this, where we just go intentionally way out of our way for the sake of making the delivery, it's the sort of thing that I should have paid more attention to when I was exploring the 100% of the map in my casual profile. Because I'd take World of Trucks jobs and just kind of squiggle around because they're real time instead of an in-game time limit. But I never even thought to tally up the distance originally mentioned versus the amount that I ended up getting paid. There's no way around. Well, I could have zipped around the outside, I guess. Ooh, come on, where's the shoulder again? Here we go. And now we have to speed up again. Oh, and there's a tunnel where there probably won't be a shoulder, so this might be bad. I'm on the wrong side of this truck, I think. Can we give him a tap to make him stop? Yes, we can. Yay, AI manipulation. Will we get there in time? No, but this car will now speed up faster. Now that they're out of the tunnel, so that's good. And now we can just steadily increase our speed again. Just chew through the minutes, hopefully. So the fact that we're going kind of 50% faster than the speed limit when we're not going uphill. Spoke too soon. But that means that this 9 hours in-game time estimate is actually more like 6, which is about 20 real minutes, which is still way too long. Somehow we have lost a lot of time in this run. Should really have been accelerating and getting more and more rewards, but it just doesn't seem to have happened. There's no fragile deliveries on offer. So whether it's better to do important first, and maybe you get some important deliveries even though the bonus is lower if it combos better, then maybe important and fragile is definitely what to go for generally, because like cars, you tend to be important, fragile and long distance sometimes, and that is definitely the golden opportunities. If this distance thing works, then if you just get it load like that as soon as you can and then just milk it for all it's worth by driving further, then that's definitely a good strat. The difficulty is getting those deliveries. I need to maybe study the game better, go into my casual profile and just look at the freight market and see where things are offered from, and that would dictate your starting point, because you want to make sure that you're actually lined up with somewhere that offers those jobs. We're just kind of stabbing in the dark on this run. And we're just doing a big loop-de-loop at the moment. start doing some better lines instead of just going around the traffic. Definitely thought I was going to be finished streaming by now though. We actually hit the 150. I did not expect that. Don't slow down on my account. Let gravity do its work. Twelve at speed gearbox I think is actually, it might not be the right one, but one of the 12 speeds is generally the best one in terms of top end ratio for top speed, so that's encouraging. So we have got a good combination. Maybe the truck itself might not be as powerful as I'd have liked, but at least the transmission is good. So once you do get up to speed, you get up to a good speed. Unfortunately, because we're going to the left turns on these clover intersections, we're going to have to do the annoying one instead of just a nice calm curve off to the right. Because there's no easy way to just cross the centre line, unfortunately. That'll make it easy. So I need to go off to the right, and then straight through. Unfortunately, so is this guy. Boo. Please don't turn right. Oh god damn it. I'm gonna have to do a little AI tap here to get you out of the way. Okay. Now we have to get all the way back up to speed again. That's right. $14, so it's only taken me like 3 or something, because it was 17 when I left. So we're definitely making good time. As I would hope. So if I'm going like, I don't know, 700, 800 kilometers or whatever, plus 25 should make it 1000 XP. So that's pretty good. Definitely push us into the next level. Unfortunately, we want to be pushed 2 levels up, but that ain't happening. Yeah, need to do some research and see what places offer urgent fragile deliveries, or important fragile deliveries rather, that are a sufficient distance. What city do I have to discover, basically? For all I know, I have discovered them and I just am not aware of it because I took this job instead of just abandoning it and reselecting. Best way around this traffic. Unfortunately, I should have gone over to the shoulder, I guess, to get a good line through this corner. But it's a bit of an S-bend section here. So we're going to dance across here. Do what straight lines I can. up to an interesting bit here where the road separates. Don't bother jumping all the way across to the... Oh, god damn it. Stupid detours. And now I've taken 1% damage, and a lot of trailer damage. Because it just creeps up on you without any warning. Didn't have like a warning thing back on the road that I could see, like you would in real life. Just didn't realise what I was looking at, I guess. I have no idea whether or not the shoulder was clear enough to be able to use in that scenario. Having engine malfunctions even though we're only like 16% damaged or something. Could theoretically use a service warp to get to Nuremberg and repair for the sake of it. There's no way to go east from there though. I have to add even more to my delivery. And it would cut into the real time. I've got plenty of that left, to be fair. That's fine. We are trying to do this experiment without service warps. But yeah, there's a reason that me and I think most casual players just drop the detour slider to... Oh god damn, I'm gonna miss this too, aren't I? I was fooled into going left around a thing on the shoulder. Saw another warning sign and ended up overcompensating. Yes, as I was saying, there's a reason that most casual players, I imagine, will, upon realizing that there's a slider for those detour events, will drop it to the bottom and get rid of them. Because they are not well announced in the game. Your GPS doesn't offer an alternative route or guide you around it in any way. Because normally your GPS will indicate going left or right on the current road to be in the right lane for intersections. So it should be indicating to go left to go around those sorts of obstacles, but it doesn't update at all. It's kind of a bit slack in the way that it's been integrated into the game. We'll have to try again tonight. I mean, my ETS time for this category is like 1:31, I think, or 1:34. Either way, this should theoretically be faster than that. I mean, I didn't expect this first run to be faster than that, but it certainly shouldn't be so much slower. A little bit of external braking there. You bump into the barriers on a right angle, or on a good angle rather, you tend not to take extra damage from them. Okay, so 2:45 apparently to get back into Prague. We should be able to go much faster than that once we get going. and still 12 hours left on the delivery. So there'll still be like 10 hours left on the delivery by the time we get there. And that'll be very interesting to see what the distance bonus is, or what the kilometers driven is, and then the distance bonus, whether it caps out at a certain point or what. What I should have probably done is done a route that went south, so that I was doing right turns, so I wouldn't have to do those really tight interchange turns. And then I might have avoided the toll road as well. But still, this is an experiment, more or less. Problem is, we're still going to have another delivery to do after this if I so choose to. But honestly, after this one, after I deliver this, I'm not sure whether I'll continue or just, you know, kill it. Reset and stop streaming for the time being, because it's lunchtime pretty much. Very least after this delivery, I'll take a very quick break. Time will still have to keep running, but I'll take a very quick break just to sort a couple of things out. Oh, for crying out loud. What is it with AI changing lanes into me instead of waiting for me to get past? And yet I get pinged for the crash offence when I was in my lane. Speeding offence, fair enough. Can't deny that one. But I was in this lane. Normally, I don't know, maybe it's a regional thing, but to my knowledge I thought that if you were continuing on within a single lane, you generally have the right of way rather than, you know, other traffic has to merge into you, and yeah, it's not up to you to give way. I don't know. Because with those sorts of things, when it's like about changing lane to get out of the exit lane, the onus is on you to have safely changed lanes by the time that happens. If you're leaving it to the last minute, then for all I care, you can go off the wrong exit and tough. Or you can drive forward onto the shoulder past the exit lane and then indicate and wait until you get the option to join the main traffic flow again. But it's very much your fault, I thought. Whatever. AI of the game disagrees, and it seems so does the rules of the game, so... I had these skinny bits here. You're practically forced to go onto the grass on the right. And then there's a pole there, so you can't. definitely an annoying sort of exit when you've got an articulated trailer, that's for damn sure. Maybe I should just go on the right and then just come into Prague on the other direction, since we're all about maximising the driving distance in this particular delivery. What is this song? Jeez. Almost there. This has been such a long delivery as well, but at least not for the same reasons as the last one. We've been able to do a really good speed for a lot of it. Okay, let's dump this. So, what was the distance travelled on that one? Driven distance 900 kilometers. Yep, and I get the full bonus for that, and the full XP bonus as well. Unfortunately, I get hit with the damage penalty, but so basically, I just need to do the same sort of thing again. So over 1,000 XP, and I only need 850 XP. No. Yes? Yeah, 850 XP. So I only need to drive about 700 kilometers this time. Chuck that in that. What are we getting this time? So route length doesn't actually matter, so now we're getting important jobs. So it's long and important jobs. Right, so there's a lot more of those. Are there important fragile jobs? No. No, there are not. So there's just nothing along those lines. No cars or anything. But this is important and long, so that's good. So it's 334 kilometers. We need 850 kilometers, so we need to push it out to about, 600 would be good, I guess, as an estimate. So I'll take a quick break soon, but I'll just sort this out. Just want to push this distance out if I can. It's kind of fine the way it is though. I don't want to go along that stretch again. Because I don't want to go out of my way to the extent that it's kind of makes it worse, if that makes sense. Maybe I just do 2 deliveries instead of just trying to push it out to 1 super delivery. So we go this way, and then this way. Kind of go round the block, so to speak. Or actually, no, if we go down here, but go this way, and around, go around this way, 552 Ks. That's pretty good. That should be sufficient. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break, so I'll just mute for a second. I'll leave it on the screen, and be back in a second. Okay, let's do this one quickly. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long, maybe a quarter of an hour or something. If we're under 2 hours on a first run for this, then that seems reasonable. The GPS on this truck is so obscured by my overlay, it's kind of annoying. I guess it doesn't matter too much. You know what? It doesn't take long to just do this. That's not really going to help, is it? It's still in such the wrong place. Can we just shift ourselves across a bit randomly? Sure. Doesn't make much sense, but whatever. We'll just sit offset to the steering wheel. Just want that GPS display down the bottom to be a bit closer in. It's useful for sorting out little intersections without having to change my main display too often. Crank up the cruise control for the times that we can use it. And hope to not get too many of those stupid detours this time. Tons. Yeah, tractors are quite good because they're not that heavy. Absurdly, you'd expect tractors to be pretty heavy, but apparently 2 tractors only 11 tons. Not bad. I just realised I completely forgot to split for level 4. Oh well. It didn't take quite that long, but still took quite a while. It's including my brake. Should really be on the split, but whatever. Either way, I think we're going to have some easy gold splits going forwards. Stay on the main road, and this time I'm fairly sure there's no tolls, so I won't have to just randomly stop in the middle of nowhere. Ooh, we are getting some good speed up. Please no detours. Around here a little bit of slalom. So I mean the estimate is just over 6 hours, which would be 18 minutes, but we are chewing away at that estimate quite quickly. And this delivery should put me over the level 5 thing. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, we definitely don't want to take too long on this delivery now. Little one's gonna need some lunch soon. This has gone longer than it should have. Now, all you trucks, stay in your lane, please, and allow me to go screaming past on the left-hand side. What are you doing in this lane? There's no way around it. God damn it. What is with these intersections? Come on. I'm far too used to the intersections where there's a shoulder on the right-hand side. And it was looking so good. And now we're stuck behind a truck going way too slow. I mean, it says 70, 80 and 70 on the back, and he's not going there. Come on. They need to have a shoulder on those bridges. That's what I'm used to. Never mind. Now we just have to take forever to get back up to speed again. Really want it to be done by now. So how long is this going to take, I wonder? Wait, I thought I had the... Oh no, I didn't have that. I changed it so the route doesn't go past Brno. It now goes down this side. Yeah, that's right. We're doing a loop-de-loop down the bottom. That's right. At least we seem to have got a good truck, so it's getting up to speed really quickly, and it's got the good gearbox. One of the good gearboxes, anyway. Hopefully we can have a good exit up here. Squeak past these guys. Now the exit does start to narrow after the corner, I believe. Yep. We can just scrape past them all. And continue. I no longer think this will be under 2 hours. We've had to stop a few times and take some time away from the computer. But we shall see. Hopefully it won't be too far over at least. And even with the 1% damage we've taken on this, that shouldn't be a huge penalty, hopefully, fingers crossed. Maybe we try and manually deliver the load at the end to make up for it, I don't know. Maybe we manage to add on a little bit of extra driving distance just for the fun of it. Okay, how fast can I go around these corners up here? Quite, it seems. Use all of the road if I can. Got lucky with the traffic through there. It's often what it comes down to. This is more like a shoulder through the tunnel. If only they could do that on their motorway interchange bridges. See, this truck leans a bit, but at least it doesn't feel like it's in danger of tipping as much as the Mercedes I was in earlier. Okay, so we loop the loop a little bit down this way. If we come up just barely short, then it's going to be annoying. But I think we'll probably be more likely to be just slightly over, hopefully. As long as we don't take too much extra damage or anything. We can hope. Oh god, here we go. We've got another one of these intersections. At least it's a car and not a truck, I guess, so you'll go through faster. Will we catch up as fast? No. Good. See, when it's a car, it's nowhere near as much of a problem. Because they're going like 130 anyway. Now with these intersections up here, we do at least have the right-hand exit, so don't have to slow down quite as much as if we were doing a loop off to the left. Start coasting now. Actually, we might just be able to keep going full chat up here. No, we won't. Slow down. There we go. This close, we do not want to end up rolling the trailer or something silly like that. Detour on the other side of the road. Good. Oh, that's unfortunate. They don't even have the fire service in attendance yet. Slalom. And now we've got a pretty straight run. We've got one of those awkward intersections that we hope we don't get stuck behind a truck. But otherwise it's a pretty clean run all the way up and into Bratislava, I believe. And the depot looks like it's just off the minor road that we take to get in there. thing. We can slip past. Good, good. Does it take extra damage? No, good. If we were really insecure about how much XP we were going to get, we could do another loop around past Vienna, but we're not going to bother. We're going to hope that we've calculated this out reasonably well, that if anything I've overshot what I need. And we're just going to go straight off here. Get stuck behind some traffic sadly, but whatever. Gotta follow the main route. Can I slip past? Could I? No. Maybe if I'd gone for it, but just have to wait until the shoulder appears. Okay, and now we want to slip off. Ah, it merges all the way down. And now we want to. Ah, that's right, this is the single lane road up here. This is like the end of the Aberdeen-Bratislava run. They're usually coming in from the other direction, so you're coming in much faster. So I want to turn here, try and get a good angle on the turn, reasonable. And now I've got this twisty bit to get through. It's just got to get lucky on the traffic, basically. So we can take these corners with a good line. Keep as much speed as we can through here. Now we're entering the city limits. Well, not quite. Don't know what that random bit back there. Oh, that would have been the border crossing. Okay, we'll have to slow down a bit for this corner. And now we go straight across this bit that we previously went through from the other direction. And, oh, okay. Why that isn't a full interchange, I have no idea. But we got lucky. Yes, all of the speeding offences. Give them to me. Okay, we're almost there. Left here. Oh, bollocks. Focusing too much on the goal. Can't miss the bits that still sit in the way. Right here. Okay, so not sub 2, but much closer than at one stage it looked like it was going to be. Okay, do that. Oh wow, and we're still short 160 XP. So the 550 kilometers seems about right. So even without the damage penalty, we still wouldn't have made it. I needed to do that extra loop by Vienna. So how close are we? 160? Let's go the other direction. That works, because that's a 30% increase. Let's just get this done. Yeah, I needed to just add in that Vienna loop. I should have added in. I mean, taking the extra damage didn't help right at the end there, but it wouldn't have mattered, it turns out. And this is why I like Volvos, even in the default seat settings, you can see both the GPS and your overlay and the left mirror. So good. Let's go. Come on. This should be like 5 minutes. So we definitely need to think better about how to do this. And do a bit of research on what deliveries are offered from where, because we're not getting enough combos. So we're missing out on like 100 plus XP each delivery. Because if that last one had been fragile as well as important, for example, then that would have been more. I mean, we also would have lost more from the damage, but all else being equal. So I think maybe the strategy needs to be to do one, find where something like cars or something are delivered from and start near there. Two speeding offences in a row, wow. Very unforgiving. Yes. Secondly, need to do, I think, important delivery first, because the combos of important seem to be more likely than those of fragile. But you do just have quite a small sample size, unfortunately. Theoretically I could service warp at this point, avoid the intersection, but we just want to make sure we get those kilometers. And hopefully no damage. Oh god. Gonna tip there if we're not careful. Yep, we go. It's fine, it's fine. Round we go. So close now. Straight down the main road. Conveniently we can do this. Brakes aren't as good as I expected. And we go. And deliver. And we're not even going to do that. Come on. Oh, you're shitting me. We are 3 XP away. I should have done the 15 XP parking. Oh my god. Oh, that's just the absurdest. And there's no like city to city routes that we can do. Oh, that's so annoying. We're just going to abandon until we get a city to city run. Just an intra-city delivery. Come on. Dresden to Dresden, there we go. It says 1 kilometer, but we can stretch that out. Come on. It's an articulated load, so that'll take a little while. Okay, so apparently it's 2 kilometers. So what we need to do is just travel a little bit further. We'll just like go around the block. Just going to rack up as many red lighter fences as we can. Nope, okay, it's going to change the colours for me. Never mind. So let's just do a loop-the-loop around the whole city. Because I'm not getting even the 15 XP parking bonus for an articulated trailer, I don't think. I guess I could. Maybe we try. No, I don't think we want to. The fact that we only 3 XP is so tilting. I should have done a loop-the-loop with the job that I had. Well, see, now it's apparently added 4 kilometers on because we're going this way. That's good. That's very good. Honestly, I probably could have just done that at like one of the other deliveries. It was like 80 Ks or something, but it was out of town. No, it was still going to take it longer. I could have done a service warp or something though to cut it down. Need to really not take any delivery damage though. Here we want to turn left. Not take any delivery damage, hopefully. Just a scrape. Come on. Be like 2h10 at this rate. Really sloppy run from start to finish, but we've learned a few things, and that should never be discounted. You know what? let's try and do this for the fun of it. How we're going to get straight in on here, I'm not entirely sure with a double trailer, but just got to scrape the wall as much as we can. Oops, it's a bit too close because there's a pole there. Slide past. Just pull it in. Yeah, there we go. Hey, this should definitely be enough. My god. We got there in the end. And now we go truck dealers, and we go here, and we go visit, and we go yes, because we don't care what brand of truck we get. Then we go bank first. Yes. I always forget that step. Because we can go truck dealers and then bank. And then we go yes. And now we go truck dealers again. And now we go here, and now we go select yes, and now we go purchase, and we go okay. And we skip the cutscene, and we go into the menu, and we go into the trailer purchase, and we go here, and we go purchase, and we go here, and we go okay, and we go yes, and we go trailer manager, and then we click, and we go use, and we go yes, and we split. Oh god, okay. Well, we did it. We did it, and we made some discoveries along the way. So the key point is that starting there probably isn't a great thing because we don't get enough combos. We don't get, like, there's fragile, there's some important deliveries, you get some long deliveries pretty quickly. So you get some important long deliveries. Important long deliveries seem to be much more common, at least around here, than fragile long deliveries. And then the combo of the two just doesn't seem to happen, at least not around here. There's no cars or anything around here. Car. No cars. Okay, so we're gonna have to check out our casual profile and see what the difference is there. But for now,